Hi, my name is Alexis Chafee, and I will be talking to you about three topics: precipitation, air mass, and airlifting. First, precipitation. Precipitation develops in clouds, and clouds are formed when water vapor in the atmosphere cools and condenses. As the water vapor condenses, it can form droplets in the clouds, and if the clouds develop within or move into a part of the atmosphere that is below freezing, the droplets form ice crystals. That's what we know as snow. Now I have four precipitation forms on here: rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Rain is the moisture condensed from the atmosphere that forms water droplets that fall to the ground. Snow are ice crystals that precipitate from the atmosphere, and they freeze before they get down to the ground. That's what we make snowmen out of. Make a really fun time. Sleet is water or moisture that falls from the clouds but freezes before reaching the ground. And hail is pellets of frozen rain that have collided with each other before falling to the ground. Air mass. Air mass is a volume of air defined by its temperature and water vapor content. It is classified according to temperature and moisture in the region. Classifying it by temperature runs from warm, cold, or extremely cold, and the moisture is just simple, dry, or moist air content. As you can see here, these are all the cold air right there, and the warm coming up from the Gulf, and the cold air coming from the Arctic. Now, why exactly is Oklahoma so prone to tornadoes? That is why we are in the middle of both the cold air and the warm air. The air that is tracked in from the Great Plains allow the cold air from the Arctic to move south as warm, humid air comes up from the Gulf, moving up. When cold air clashes with the warm air, right in the middle right here, well, in the red, but mostly right here, when cold air clashes with warm, moist air, the chances of supercells become more likely, so that produces thunderstorms, and in turn, sometimes, as we all may know, produces tornadoes. Now, airlifting is important because it is actually a fluid that flows both horizontally and vertically, but it can't flow upward by itself. By flowing upward, it produces tornadoes, hurricanes, thunderstorms, and precipitation. Now, two processes of airlifting is orographic lifting and frontal lifting. The orographic lifting is when air is lifted over an obstacle like a mountain. As the air moves, it has nowhere to go but up, which makes the air more cool and condenses, which forms a cloud over the windward side. That's this side right here. By the ocean, usually, is the windward side. On this side is more rainy because of all the moisture that is being tracked in from the ocean. As the air goes over the mountain, though, it sinks back down and warms up without much moisture, which causes it to be dry. So one side has a lot of vegetation, and the other side will be dry, which would be called the leeward side. Now with frontal lifting, it is when two different air masses meet. So frontal lifting is when one air mass along a front gets lifted up over the other. A cold front occurs when a cold air mass advances onto a warm air mass, and a warm front is the opposite. Warm front is where it advances over the cold front, or the cold air. During a cold front, the warm air is shocked and moves upward, which causes clouds to form quickly and vertically, which also brings thunderstorms. A warm front, though, is different because it slowly lifts up rather than lifting like the cold front. It's not as dramatic. Cloud formation is more horizontal than vertical, and it is less dramatic, so it does not produce thunderstorms as quickly as the cold air moving to the warm air would. Thank you.